Sure. If you have any cell phones, shut them off, mute them, please. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak? Other than Jeff will give his report later. Mr. Hudson?
I have nothing.
You are good? Okay.
You want me to do roll call?
Sorry.
You want me to do roll call?
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay,
Is that on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Tom Wilson, Dean Friel,
Here.
Jack Scroggstead,
Here.
Chris Robertson, and Mike Pierce.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I just overlooked it. Okay, move on to the approval of minutes. Everyone had a chance to read those. Do we have any changes or corrections from last month's meeting? If not, we'll stand as presented. I see no objection, so. Next on the agenda is the maintenance department report. Jeff, if you'd like to go over your report with us, please.
All right. Yeah, just honestly trying to kind of get caught up to speed a little bit with some of the projects that we're doing and all. Actually, two of my main projects are looking into a work request system or a computerized maintenance management system, as well as getting a handle on my department, the manpower, and got a new guy hired. Should be starting a week from today, Michael Hager. And next step is probably going to be try and get back up to staffing on the housekeeping level. So those are kind of the two things that I'm currently working on at this point.
Okay, good. Have any questions for Jeff?
So how was your first month?
Well, I can get to my office from here to there without turning around more than twice. I'm catching on. So
It's going to take a while, so.
yeah, no, it's good.
Fine, yeah.
I'm enjoying it so far and a lot to learn, but I think I'm getting there.
Good. And I'm seeing some good things, Jeff. I want to commend you. I mean, you're starting off fresh, but I mean, you're making the right moves and you've got somebody hired already. I mean, we went through that process a while back and it was like scratching your head, but
Yeah,
keep up the good work as far as I'm concerned.
thank you.
I will just add for the committee's benefit that this morning, his immediate Monday morning job was to get a bat out of this building here. So we're certainly, I would add our commendation to what Dean just said. We need somebody to chase down bats around here. So really appreciate everything, Jeff.
Whatever it takes.
So you're Batman.
Okay, there's no work orders for July. No items under unfinished business. The next thing that we need to discuss and move forward with is a recommendation for bulk electricity. We've done it for countywide. Now this is for all the county facilities. So we as a purchaser need to come up with that. Do we have
You should have it in your
did
onboard.
you guys get, okay.
Yep.
So with this process, the bids are only good for 48 hours. So I think what we want to do is just discuss a little bit, maybe the terms, what we might think. Then we're going to pass this on to the executive board. And then the county will make the decision, at our next meeting as far as the rate and who we're going to go with. So it's just, if you want to discuss a little bit, I know on the countywide electricity, we went with 2 years. So just to start the ball rolling, I mean, we can make a recommendation and then we can change it later, but what your thoughts are term wise?
Well, with anything, everything seems to go up and it just looks like everything is literally comparable except for one that's a little cheaper that doesn't seem to go up as drastic as the rest of them for the 60 months versus the 2-year deal, but
And that'd be that aggressive, right?
right. Yeah, it's not as aggressive. It seems like the Dyna Energy,
Yeah.
they're almost keeping the same for the last 2 years, right in that area, which is strange with the way the markets here lately, they go skyrocketed. So, you know, you almost want to even think about, you know, locking in something for 60 months versus 2 years, because in 3 years, it could be much more all around everywhere else. Again, it's just one of those gambling things that you do.
Right, and we were hoping that Mr. Mudge would be here, but he couldn't make it for this meeting. He's the one that goes out and gets the bids and stuff for us, so.
He actually told me he would be here, so at any minute you might see him screaming in. But yeah, I don't know if he's just running late. I have not heard that he wouldn't be, so I'm fully expecting him to show up. But in the meantime, until he does, I did have an opportunity to talk to Mike on the phone about this when he first sent it. And there's just a couple things I want to point out to you so that this is clear. The 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months, if you pick a 36-month contract, you will pay the amount under the column labeled 36 months each year of the 36 months. This is not a progressive or a changing, you know, in year one, you pay, like for the example, the first one, alternative supplier, you're not going to pay the 0.06 in year one, 0.067 in year two, and 0.069 in year three. It's literally, if you pick the 36 months, you're going to pay 0.06926 for all 3 of those years.
Well, that makes better sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing I will share with you is that the lowest bid, if you just look at the 36 months, first of all, MC squared, MC2, that is the contractor that we went with for the aggregation bid. But you'll notice that they would only go out for 26 months. So they may feel the market is too volatile to lock in for any longer than 26 months. And then Aggressive, which is the one right below that, you're going to see they are technically for the 36-month contract, the cheapest one. However, Mike explained to me that there were some things not included in their bid, and I can't remember what those were. I was hoping he was going to be here to share that with you.
That could
So,
play a big factor.
yeah. And as Dean has already said, right now, these are preliminary quotes. We won't get the final until literally the day of the board meeting, but we wanted you to have some preliminary information and to, as Dean said, talk about what you think might be best for the term. I personally would have asked Mike Mudge how volatile the electricity market is and what they project for the future, as, you know, do we lock in for 3 years, or are they anticipating something that might cause it to go down? I don't know enough about the electricity market to know this, but I was hoping he was here to answer that.
But knowing that, and Jack said the same thing, if we go with a 3-year, just because I've got the lowest rate for 12 months, you're going to pay that 3-year rate throughout the whole
Right.
3 years. So that to me, it makes a huge difference.
Yep. And the reason that you're seeing the 3-year, generally speaking, being a little bit higher because the supplier is taking on a bit more risk, because what if they go up dramatically higher than where we're at right now? So they're factoring in their risk going out over 3 years.
You know, and I guess we don't have Mr. Mudge. Is it Mudge? Is it correct?
Correct.
He's not here to, you know, answer that question. Aggressive, you know, either, you know, the price, if a line goes down, that means they're not going to fix it as fast, but I don't think they deal with, you know, putting the line up. I don't know what else they would do other than,
Yeah, they just provide the
Just
electricity itself. They don't do any, you know, maintenance of any of the
Right.
transmission system up to this. That's,
I can't imagine what it doesn't include.
Yeah, it's my understanding that everything that you have now with ComEd stays the same. This is just getting power to
Suppliers.
ComEd,
right.
my understanding of it.
So.
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so we also, by the way, for Jeff's sake, all the account numbers are down at the very bottom of that page. And I think I did copy you, Jeff, on this. So that's all the different facilities and all the different accounts that would be included in this quote. So at the very top of the page, the yellow bar, and it shows the current energy supplier, and what we're currently paying is 0.06136 per kilowatt. And so the estimated annual cost for all of those accounts listed below is about $124,000 per year. And Mike did that math for, as you can see here, for each of those different suppliers and what our annual cost would be, just so you can kind of see that. Again, we're not looking for a recommendation for which supplier today because we don't know what will change between now and next week. We are looking, though, for your recommendation to move this topic on to the executive committee for inclusion on the full board agenda.
All right. I'll entertain a motion here in a second, but I would just like to put in there that whatever term we decide to go with it, everyone realizes that if you go with a 3-year term, it's 3 years, that price all the way through. So,
Correct.
Yep.
so I guess I'll entertain a motion. We're going to pass this on to executive. And like I say, they will decide the company and we'll get the quotes when it's time before the board meeting and go from there.
All right, and I'll second that motion.
Can I make?
Or do you?
No, you might.
And then I'll second it.
All right, I'll make the motion.
Yep.
My bad.
Sorry. Okay, any other discussion on that? Is there any request for executive session? I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm new at this. All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. And any reason for an executive session that I'm unaware of? Okay. Well, then the next thing is a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
I guess I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?